Hey everybody, welcome back. So before I start anything else here, I definitely would like more topics or more feedback. If there's anything that we maybe left out in the other 2 episodes that you would like us to maybe, talk about for future episodes, just please comment below and please leave any feedback because I definitely want to know if you guys are enjoying the show or if there's any suggestions that we can do better, okay? So on that note, okay, I would like to introduce you to another episode of You Tried It. Yes, we are missing the Miss Leisha Payal today, but we do have another special guest. Got a little eye candy for the ladies. A little male opinion here. Because, it's usually a base of female show, but it's nice to kind of get into that male intellect just to see what they're thinking, just a little bit.
What I've been being told, the guys are dying to state their opinion, so now you have
we have one. So now you guys can he's going to kind of speak for you guys a little bit here. So I hope you guys enjoy the show and keep liking, keep watching, and
keep
please,
sharing.
Yes, and
keep
please share,
feedback,
subscribe, and again, please, if you guys want to suggest any topics or any current events, please leave the comments below. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and introduce you to our guest here today. All right, everybody. So this is AJ here, and he's gonna actually give us the male point of view of the topics that we'll be talking about today. A little background of how we know AJ. We met him through Thai Fancy. Should be a show too. And we knew him for about 3 years. And I know it's been a while.
He be feeding us, y'all.
Yes, he can cook, ladies. Yes. But he is definitely somebody very good to talk to if you need any kind of male intuition or get inside of a mind of a guy. If you have any questions, he is great to ask because he gives great advice. So, on that note,
making me sound good.
I mean, as far as we know, you are good.
He's a guy. Really, so I knew he'd be the best for our first male guest on this show here. So, welcome AJ, everybody. Yay! All right, AJ. So I'm actually really glad we got a male on this show, especially for this episode, because the topic we're kind of going to touch on is has to do with what the black male has to go through when it comes to any kind of police altercation or what you may feel when it comes to that kind of content. Okay. So basically, the first thing that I want to talk about here is I don't know if you guys have seen the video. But there was recently a video in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where a couple of police officers actually pulled guns on a 12 to 14-year-olds as they were leaving the gym playing basketball. Apparently, a citizen had called and said a fight broke out on the basketball court, and there was 100 kids involved, and apparently a gun situation was involved, and they described the teenager as wearing black. So when they saw the 3 to 4 kids walking from the gym wearing black, the police automatically assumed that they were the people that the citizen was talking about. Apparently, they fit the description because all black people look alike. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So, the dash cam. Actually, this incident, first of all, it took place around March 22nd, but the dash cam was actually released midway in April. So on the dash cam, the body cam. On the body cam, it shows the police officer pulling the guns on the kids, and they have no idea what's going on. He's telling them to get on the ground, basically pulling their guns on them. And these kids look scared. I think one kid was quoting saying, "I don't want to die," and asking the police officer, "What did we do?" And he's not giving them any kind of inclination of why they're even getting harassed at this point. So it is really unfortunate, and actually you can hear one of the moms out there trying to, because it was one of her kids that was out there trying to ask what was going on. He actually told her to go back in the house. She had to go back in the house, because she was trying to see what was going on. So basically that's kind of what happened. And after the footage here, you actually see one of the parents actually talking to the police, and she's actually trying to tell him that it was actually my child that was the one he pulled a gun on, and that's the main reason why she didn't let her kids go out anywhere, because they have to deal with this stuff with the issue with the police. So the kids are actually they're internally scarred from the incident that happened. So I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't know if you guys seen the video, but I've seen the video.
I remember I watched the video, and while watching the video, I was disturbed like any other person. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a parent to be disturbed about what you're seeing. So just to hear one of the kids crying in the background.
Yeah.
That's the part that was the most disturbing to me. And understanding that police officers, of course, we all know they have a tough job to do, but I've said this before, I feel the same way. 6 months of training just isn't enough. And it's really a disservice to us as citizens, it's a disservice to police officers, because this exact situation is reasons why 6 months isn't good enough training. Those kids weren't doing anything.
It's like, and these are 12 to 14-year-olds. Can you imagine what the future is going to be for them and how they're going to fear the police? And I think even the mom quoted saying, she said that now their kids are saying they don't like the police. And they're, it's kind of scary that, and she said they should have been approached differently.
Yeah.
I think law enforcement, period, antagonizes us to keep the cycle going where black people distrust, dislike, and ultimately hate law enforcement. I think they kind of thrive and feed off of it, which is sad because they tell the media, oh, well, we just want to make a difference. But then when they come in our neighborhoods, that's not how they treat us. It's not like they're there to help. Like, you never know what to expect when police come into predominantly black neighborhoods. No. They may be sent there to help, but then they end up harming the people that called them. And it's just like, who do you call if you can't even call the police to protect you?
Exactly.
Yeah, and some of it, I don't necessarily think it's like a cycle they're trying to build with it. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about it, of course, but some people shouldn't be trusted with power.
Yeah, I really think that is the key too, because I think if you already have a fear of black people, the police is not the place that you should apply. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not, because you can't fear the people that you're trying to protect, or you're supposed to protect too, because it's not just a certain race you're supposed to protect. You're supposed to protect all of America. In America, we are a melting pot of many different people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you fear Muslims, if you fear Hispanics, if you fear blacks, if you feel any other race, then you definitely need to pick a different profession. I'm sorry.
Yes, and that's why I give credit, a lot of credit to former Mayor Lee P. Brown. He instilled police in communities in Houston, and you have to have it in Houston. Houston is the most diverse city in America, period. Exactly. So for him to instill that, him being a black man, to instill that policing in the community, if you're not from here, you don't police here. Mm-hmm. It was brilliant.
And I think that's the key too. I forgot what the officer name was, but he was like all on Facebook for a minute, and he actually policed his community, got to know his community. Yeah. Got to know people that he was policing. So if an incident happened, he's like, oh, that's just Charles. We know who he is. Let me see what's going on. Mm-hmm. So he don't fear the people that he protects because he already knows his community. Yeah. And that's the key. Know the community that you're supposed to be policing.
But I believe, like, they used to do that. Like, police used to go into neighborhoods that they were policing, and they would do, like, fundraisers or get to know, like, meet and greets pretty much. And they don't do that anymore. Like, it's just to go here, like, monitor these people. If you see anything, if you fear for your life, then, react as necessary. And I don't think that I fear for my life
I'm so
justifiable. Like, if you're a cop, you knew that you were taking a risk when you joined the police academy, when you passed, when you signed those papers. Like, you knew what you were getting into. So saying I fear for my life, that just doesn't satisfy me, because you should have exactly. They went in the burning buildings.
I fear for my life. Okay, I guess ain't nobody gonna get protected today because you scared to go to fire. Like, it don't make any sense to me.
It's just not a justifiable reason at all.
Yeah. And I think personally, I just find it heartbreaking that a mother should have to fear about her son actually being outside of the police altercations. I mean, you're not supposed to feel that way. Police are meant to protect us, and we're not supposed to fear the police, but I feel like that's what we have. And it's a shame that nowadays you have to have those talks with your kids on how to approach police or how to act when a police altercation occurs. Like, why do we have to have that conversation in 2017?
And I'm not going to say no other race, because I would say Latino people have this conversation with their kids too.
Yeah, it's not just
but I would say
people.
Black and Latino, Hispanic families or parents are about the only ones that have to have this conversation with their kids on how to interact with police, and it's not fair.
Yeah, and the thing that needs to change is the us versus them mentality.
Yes.
Because you hear a lot of police officers, if something happens to one of them, it's going to come for us. I remember when I first got my license, first got my keys to my car, 16, nice Jeep Cherokee. Got 2 rims on that
Who
joint.
got the keys to the Jeep?
But yeah, I had the 12s in there knocking. But the thing I remember the most is the conversation my pops had with me, and he was yelling and screaming about me what to do and what not to do when it came to dealing with police. And I feel like it shouldn't be that way. Mm-hmm. Of course, I respect the police officer. I respect everyone I come in encounter with. But for him to talk that way, for me just to be able to come home, it shouldn't be that way.
I think it kind of, would you say, like, traumatizes you beforehand, or makes you, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It makes you more cautious to be like, well, dang, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I don't want to go there. It kind of make you want to live your life in a box.
Yeah.
I know I get scared when I get pulled over or even see police. Mm-hmm. And my heart is like, goes a million times an hour because I just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And then because these police officers are getting away with murder, getting away with killing people, killing black people or killing other races, it's like, you have a lot to fear now. Yeah, you can't just be comfortable in your skin anymore.
And I just want to say, just because we are black women does not mean it does not happen to us. Because there are plenty of videos of police officers disrespecting, beating up, and harming black women. So just because you're a woman does not mean it cannot happen to you. There's a video circling right now of a black woman that got totally disrespected, slammed on the ground, slammed in her car. He hit her in the face, like all kind of disrespectful stuff, and nothing's happening to this officer.
And that's after Sandra Bland.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that keeps going. I actually looked at some statistics here. I read an article, and it says more than 4 out of 10 blacks have been stopped because of their race. And then for blacks, such incidents are not isolated events, and it's about 6 out of 10 of those say they have been stopped because of their race, and say it occurred more than 3 or more times, including 50% who says it 11 or more times. So basically, you're more likely to get pulled over if you're black.
Yeah,
so driving while black is actually a thing. Huh?
Yes, it is basically because it's saying that this is crazy. So it's like 4 out of 10. That's like half, almost more. Close to half of black people that are going to get pulled over or know that they've been pulled over or have been harassed.
I think all of us have that one instance or more than one that we can remember that we were pulled over, and still to this day we don't know what we were pulled over for. Mm-hmm. We never got a ticket or anything like that. But at the same time, I will say that I've been pulled over, I've been given a ticket, and I've been told by the police officer, just go to court and plead not guilty, I won't show up. At the same time that we speak about these bad police officers, we still have to recognize there are some good ones. Yeah. At the same time.
Yeah, I have friends that are police officers too as well. I'm not saying all police officers are bad. Yeah. It's just saying that there are. Exactly. I'm just saying that there are some bad seeds in there, and I feel like even if you are a police officer, that I feel like you need to step up and you need to recognize some of these flaws that you see and report it. Because how are you supposed to trust police if you guys can't even get your own community?
Because that's just like when they tell us like, you don't snitch on black people, you don't say this, but you don't say anything about a bad police officer, so who's really doing the wrong?
Exactly, who's in the wrong? It's like a cycle that's never going to end unless somebody does something about it.
But see, I saw a video also of some cops, I'm not sure where they were from. They were speaking out about like the injustices within their police department, and they were like, they were getting harassed and threatened because they would speak up when they saw other cops doing illegal things or doing bad things, and they would get in trouble. And it's kind of like that snitch mentality as well within inside police departments. It's like, oh, well, you're a rookie, you can't tell me what to do, or you just better tag along and not say anything because you want to fit in, So, I mean, that's a mentality within police departments and law enforcement itself that needs to be broken.
And I think it definitely needs to be broken because it's a lot of, it's adults getting killed, but it's a lot of children. And I'm going to call these kids children because they're between the ages of sometimes 12 to 15, 16, 17 years old. And they're still kids and they're being killed. And I even looked up another article that said young black men were 9 times more likely than other Americans to be killed by police officers. And that's scary. Yeah. Just alone, I think in 2015, I haven't looked up statistics for this year, but it said in 2015, a fatality of, I think, 1,004 deaths at hands of law enforcement officers this year. 1,134 deaths. And that's just in 2015. I didn't even count 2016 or 2017. But that's still a scary feeling that these young black men are being killed.
Because it seems like it's increasing. So if 1,000 people were killed, 1,000 black men were killed by police in 2015 alone, I mean, it seems like that number is just steadily increasing. So I can only imagine what that number is today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I even look. That's just the one statistic for 2015. But there's been plenty of more police killings in the past couple of years. So I'm sure that number is rather doubled or
if not tripled.
Exactly by now.
We just had another tragic one. The kid Edwards in Dallas,
Yeah.
15 years old. I don't care that he was a great athlete. This kid was a straight A student, taking advantage of the education system, just like any parent would want their kid to do. And he has nothing to show for what he did because a police officer took his life for no reason whatsoever. But credit to the
Dallas Police Department, he was fired, right?
yeah, he was fired
without pay.
Yes, and he's being charged with murder.
And he's been charged with murder. So I credit them for being swift.
Finally, we get some justice.
So
Well, I'll go back on that too. Remember, excuse me for not knowing his name, but the gentleman last year that got shot while trying to help his mentally ill patient, the guy that was on the ground with hands up, he got shot.
I remember him.
The cop is being they're filing criminal charges against that police officer as well, and
he'll
he's
probably
been
get sued.
relieved without pay.
it took too long.
It took too long, but I mean, we got to
It was
take
cut
justice
and
for
dry.
him. Yeah.
It was cut and dry. They should have been able to.
Because he was on
take care of
if
that
I'm not
quickly.
mistaken, he was on the ground
On
when
the
they
ground.
shot him.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
he was
they
already
shot
on the
him.
ground.
Like
so
that video was
it
clear.
shouldn't have
His
took
hands
this
were
long,
No.
but I mean,
But that's why we have to give credit to where, like, what's happening in Dallas. They took care of it.
Exactly.
It didn't take a week.
Yeah.
Or it didn't take months, or
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was getting, he was suspended but with paid administrative leave or
Yeah.
whatever the hell that is. I never understood that, how you get paid to leave when you
Yeah,
kill
I'm
the
gonna say when you
innocent
do
child.
something wrong.
That's just really
if I do so, I work for a law firm. If I did something wrong right now, I'm not gonna get paid with
Oh,
leave. Like
boy.
I'm
I
just
wish I
fired.
get paid.
Like-
Yeah, I did something wrong. Hell, they go,
No.
oh, you're fired.
We don't get that luxury.
Yeah,
No,
not
we
at
don't.
all. And we pay their salary, so in my opinion, they definitely shouldn't get paid leave. Sorry. No, I don't agree.
I also looked up another statistic here, articles. I was looking at a lot of statistics, but it said 2% of the total U.S. population is African American males. And between the ages of 15 and 34, they comprise more than 50% of the deaths logged in this year by ongoing investigation to the use of deadly force by police.
I'll say, as someone who has 3 brothers, that is insanely scary. Like, 2 of my little brothers are under 16, but still, like, they play sports, they're good in school, they're not bad kids, and I would hate for something to happen to them because they're big. Like, my brothers are big, y'all. I'm 5'2", 105 pounds. My little brothers are like 5'11", 6 foot even, and they're like 14 years old, so like, I don't want somebody to take advantage of them, like, oh, they fit the description. Like, my little brothers have never been in trouble. Not even my 21-year-old brother. He has no record. So I don't want the color of their skin to be the reason why a lawman feels like they have the right to take his life. Like AJ said, the training just needs to be better.
Yeah.
I think the mental exams need to be better. I know 90% of all law enforcement require that police go through mental exams, but obviously it's not strenuous enough.
It really isn't. And I know that the rate of police involved deaths were actually 5 times higher than for white men of the same age. Just want to bring that up too. So it's definitely a color thing. So when people say, you pull out the race card, it's definitely a color thing.
I'm pulling a race card
you.
because more police officers are attacked by white people than black people.
And y'all hit with beanbags. Y'all hit with beanbags and not bullets.
Did you see the lady that ran through all the stop signs in North Texas? She hit people cars and everything. Yeah. They saw something on this lady's lap, and it was her cell phone. They gently pulled the cell phone off her lap and guided her out the car and did not handcuff her and asked her, was she okay? She just committed like thousands of dollars worth of damage through several counties.
Yeah.
So just in case y'all ever wonder what white privilege is, that was an example right
Thank
there.
you. That's white privilege.
But, at the same time, because all of us being minorities and everything, we can be mistakenly identified at any moment. The thing that I would like to see black people do more of, sometimes let's just go with the flow. Instead of getting so upset, let's not put ourselves in a situation to where we can't go home to our parents we can't talk to our friends anymore, anything like that. I've been mistakenly identified, and I've had 18 to 20 guns in my face.
Oh my God.
We've known you for 3 years.
Yeah,
We've never heard the story.
So I'm just driving down Little York. For everybody that don't know, I'm from Acres Home. I was
They can make it sound.
pretty close now, but I'm from Acres Home. I'm riding down Little York, and for some reason I see lights, and black man see lights. I put my hands on the steering wheel, but it was unusual at this time because I just kept seeing cars. Come to find out, somebody in the exact same vehicle that I was in had just committed a robbery and murdered somebody at the scene. So had I fought and been upset about it, and instead of just doing what my pops taught me when I was younger, I probably wouldn't be here today. So that's why I say sometimes let's just not escalate the situation. Mm-hmm. Even though we're not going to get our bad, we're sorry, or anything like that. We're not going to get it, but it's worth going home and being able to see friends and everything.
Yeah, that's really scary, and I think what scares me the most, even thinking about bringing kids in the world, is if I do have a son, is just wondering if something like that could happen to him, or if he's not going to come home, because these husbands and children and sons that have been lost because of this, I can't even as a parent understand or even fathom the thought of someone being lost due to, a system that's supposed to protect us, and then especially not getting justice. I think the one case that just definitely just hit home for me to make me just change my whole just way of thinking of everything was just the Trayvon Martin case. And I know that black people were killed by police or just innocent killed every day, but I think it just really hit home for me because that person didn't think he belonged in that neighborhood.
It fits the mode.
Yeah, he didn't belong in that neighborhood, so he was innocently killed by somebody who wasn't even police, who was told not to follow him. And it's somebody's child that's dead, and he just simply went to the store for just some iced tea and Skittles, but because somebody thought that he didn't belong in that neighborhood, his life was lost. And I've had to deal with that too. Like, I've gotten pulled over because I was in a certain area that a police didn't think I belonged in. He ended up giving me a ticket because I was parked. But because I came out the car and was looking for something in my car, he saw a black individual get out that car, and he parked there. And he stayed there until I actually left. Yeah. And then he pulled me over. So it's just one of those things that I don't think certain races will understand. Well, basically the white community, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it out. You guys don't understand that. Because
you gotta call it how you see it.
Exactly, because Hispanics get the same treatment, and those, who police feel is
I say Muslims got people.
Recently, they're now getting.
Y'all understand how we feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully, everything changes with time. I mean, that's all we really can do. The cycle needs to be broken.
I think if we just break the barrier of racism and just quit acting like it's something that doesn't exist, or if people quit saying pulling a race card and we actually deal with the situation of race in the police, then I feel like we can come to a solution. But if we can ignore that problem, then how are we ever going to come to a solution? I feel like people don't think we think it's a problem, but do police think it's a problem?
We all wish that racism would end someday, but truth be told, it never will, because you have certain households that teach these adolescents and these babies certain things that shouldn't be taught. Like, hate isn't hereditary, it's taught.
It's taught, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
I just think it's a scary thing. I really hope that, these children in the future will maybe not, deflect when it comes to police. I'm just worried about how they feel internally, because I know that when the police officer in the video, when the mom was showing how upset she was that her kid had to deal with the situation, the cop was acting nonchalant about it. He was like, well, he's fine, he's okay, he didn't get hurt. Yeah. But you don't know the internal damage that was put on these kids.
And that's what they really have to understand.
Exactly, they don't understand that.
Mentally in your head.
It's not just, you cannot physically damage somebody, but you can internally damage somebody. Because I know the situations that I had to do with police is the reason why I'm not a big fan of them today. Mm-hmm. Because of the situations I've been through. It's not that I just don't dislike police for no reason. It's because I've been through situations of where I've had police be a-holes to me. Mm. So I'm just, when I see a police officer, I'm not automatically like, oh, yay. I'm like, ugh. I become uneasy. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I definitely.
Oh, of course.
I become uneasy.
I got a ticket like 2 weeks ago. I was scared out of my mind. I just sat there and waited. I asked him, I was like, can I reach in my glove box for my insurance? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm not going to do anything to you. I don't care.
We don't
I
know
just
that.
gotta ask.
Exactly.
Because
But
I've
they
even
don't
reached
have
in my
to-
glove box and you fear for your life. Like, and then I'm laid out in my front seat. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm okay.
So, in our words, I really hope the kids get the counsel they need, and I hope the mom has a conversation, and I hope the Grand Rapids police or the mayor of that city actually kind of take hold of the situation and make sure that something like that doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that note, I want to jump into something else here. There's been a lot of like sideline situations, you know, with like T.I. and Tiny, and recently Carmelo Anthony and Lala. So I really wanted to go on a topic that kind of discusses the situation because I'm confused myself, seeing that a lot of these girls look like clones. I'm just really wondering if men are really into this fake body that's going around, like fake asses and hips or whatever you can implant yourself with. So
So this is
AJ?
what I was brought on. I felt the seat getting hotter.
We putting you in the hot seat right now. We want to know.
Yeah, I
Okay.
need some answers.
I definitely need some answers.
For the majority of the part, men want real bodies, but there's been a wave going on to where if it looks good, I don't care. Basically, how some men feel. Me, I like a natural body woman. Like plastic is just
Plastic.
it's plastic. Like I've seen it in the gym, and what they don't it's so unattractive because it's like majority of the time when a plastic woman comes into the gym, she's just there to like
Take selfies.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
on
be
Snapchat.
yeah, and I'm like, and you look at it, and I'm like, that just doesn't look good.
And I don't know.
So, I mean, if you like it, hey, that's your thing. Like, I get you. But what I dislike it about it is this wave that's going on. It has women confused.
Yes, because I don't know, honestly, of what men entail of what they want. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I know that when I was in college, that dudes always wanted, like, somebody that was thick with, you know, big boobs. And I'm like, I'm not like that. At the time in college, I was a little
I
more
ain't never
skinnier.
been like
I'm not
that.
gonna
So
lie.
it's like, okay, so I mean, I have a pretty face though. He's like, you're pretty. He's like, you're pretty. And I was like, so why are you talking to me if thick girls is what you like? He's like, but you have a pretty face.
I've had guys tell me that, be like, you're so cute, you have such a pretty face, I just wish your body was more developed. Have you lost your mind?
Like,
for
you're
real?
puberty still.
I'm cute, but you can't talk to me because of my body. Why are you talking to me at all?
I'm not gonna lie though. When I was younger, I used to think, hey, my woman gotta have an ass, she gotta have a fat ass, she gotta have nice teeth.
But I mean, like 15, 16, 17, 18, like
Well,
that's
I ain't even gonna go that far.
Yes,
I'm gonna say like I was legit in my 20 to 20.
Oh, so now
25
it's
range.
it was a teenage. Now it's like 20,
I was in
25
that range,
today.
like, hey, my woman gotta have this, but then, like, I think it changed when I was around like 24 in a relationship I had got in at that time. So that young lady, like, that was the first time I actually dated someone that I didn't date for their looks. Like, we were friends first. I'm not gonna lie, I dated a friend first. Like, no, I'm gonna be real. Like, don't judge me too bad on that. I dated a friend first, but in the end, like, I actually dated her because of her personality and like our friendship that we built. It wasn't about what she had, like how she looked, the body she had. And now my thinking is like, all I want is really a woman with a nice personality. She has, and as long as you have a fit body, I can deal with a fit body. You don't have to have double D's. You don't have to have no just ridiculous ass on you or anything like that. Like, my woman don't even have to cook because I
Oh,
can
that
cook.
must be nice.
I'm trying to tell you.
I
I wish
wish
I
I
could
could
get
find a
somebody
man
to
that
cook for
could.
me.
Because what people don't understand when it comes to relationships is what, like, at the end of the day, it is about what everybody brings to the table. Even though people say they don't want to date somebody based off what they offer, it's based on what everybody brings to the table.
Yeah, because I've always believed that it's like whatever you lack, I'm supposed to have, and whatever I lack, we're supposed to balance each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, both of y'all might lack the same thing, but it's about y'all growing together and building that same thing up together, though.
That's exactly what we need to know on the show.
See, we got a
We'll
good
be
guy,
so
y'all. We
confused.
got a good guy.
Sadly, every dude doesn't think like me, though.
No,
Sad.
that is true because I've had, you know, people that I've talked to that said maybe I'm not thick enough for it. I'm like, I don't know. And I used to at one point make me feel bad. So I used to try to work out like crazy, eat like crazy. I'm like, what can I get to that point? And I'm thinking, does every black, because I love black men, does every black man feel this way? That they want this typical skinny waist, you know, hips and big booty? Because not everybody's built like that. Yeah. Honestly, no, not everybody's built like that. I mean, I got a pretty face, but I mean, shit, I guess apparently don't take you that much or that far.
It's all about that man's character. I mean, I feel like even though we fall in love with a certain thing or something like that, when you're first talking to somebody, you need to start picking up on character. Because it's been too many times we talk to somebody in the end, and by the end, you look at stuff on his jump like, he was showing me this.
Exactly.
Like, women, y'all have that, like, he was showing me this. How did I not pick up on it?
Like Maya Angelou, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
For real.
But the wave of people liking little big booties, you know, how somebody say little big
Shout out to
booties,
the little big booties.
or slim thick, that's really men's way of letting y'all know, like, hey, we don't like this fake body wave.
I'm really hoping so, because those recent pictures of Kim Kardashian, like with her them dimples.
I hope this is a fad that's just gonna. I know slim waist, big booties isn't a fad, but like the way it is right now, the way it's so glorified, I hope that's a fad. And we can get back to, you know, loving the slim girls too.
I mean,
you know,
we
need
love
like slim
too.
girls need love too. Dang.
I got a little cuff, but I mean, it's not like big.
I got enough for you to grab. Ain't that all that matter?
But the crazy thing is like, it's crazy because females get these fake asses and they get these ass shots. But I'm telling you right now, they look disgusting when you don't do anything with them or you don't keep up with them. Because I've seen pictures of Blac Chyna, I've seen pictures of Kim Kardashian, and them asses look so disgusting, dimply, droopy like a diaper booty. And Nicki Minaj, so I'm gonna call her out too, because she's the main one with the ass shots.
And it's crazy because some people think Nicki Minaj ass is real.
No, it's not.
So
She was
weird.
my size. I'm telling you,
proof.
she was my size before she did all that. Before she all the plastic, the light skinness, and
she bleached her skin. Well, I don't know if she bleached it. She did some to her skin. She wasn't that light before.
She bleached her skin because she was not that light before.
Honestly, Nicki Minaj, like at first I was like, she was so unattractive when she was in that Barbie phase. I was like, you doing too much. But Nicki Minaj is honestly an attractive woman, but it's like all this plastic stuff is like.
I've seen pictures of her recently though. It looks like she done scaled down in her hips and her butt. Like she's not. I don't know if she's trying to get back to her original size or as close to it as possible. But she's definitely scaling down. Like her butt is definitely not as big in recent pictures that I've seen.
That kills me about Nicki Minaj is she got this. She got this fake ass and these ass shots, but she cannot dance worth shit. Like,
no,
that
I ain't got no booty and I can twerk.
Like, in any kind of video, I'm like, what is she moving? Like,
no, but it was that one part in the Anaconda video when, you know, she was showing you what that arch was like, though. I was like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
She gotta have an arch because her booty don't do nothing.
She can't dance.
I sound like such a hater. I'm sorry.
I'm like, girl, you spend all that damn money and you can't even shake nothing. Give me an ass. I be shaking all day. You couldn't stop shaking.
They spending like $7,000 to $10,000 on booty shots and like getting their butt enhanced, like in your hips and your thighs. Like it better jiggle, shake, wobble, drop it like it's hot.
Honestly, now that I think about it, is it men looking at these celebrity women getting the attention that the celebrity women?
That's a good question.
I
think it may be a little bit of both because, like, this is why we wanted to talk about fake bodies versus real bodies. Is because, like, you'll hear men say, "Oh, I want a real natural girl," but then they glorify women with small waist, big booties, fake boobs, like fake nose, long hair down to their ass, but then get on social media or something or get with their boys, like, oh, I'm so sick of these girls with this long weave. Like, I hear my cousins say, oh, I'm so sick of girls with long weave, but all the little thoughts they talk to got long weave, big boobs, small waist, you know, and I just don't, like, they look like strippers. No offense to the strippers. I'm not talking down.
Make your money.
But I'm just saying, like,
he would have known. So, you know, to pass around anything, he ever see him.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, it kind of it put us in like an odd spot. Like, dang, what do guys want? Yeah. Like, do you want us natural? Do you want us fake bodies? Because I ain't gonna lie, I get hit on by more black guys when I got extensions in my hair versus when I'm rocking my natural puff. You know what I'm saying? Like, So it just kind of be like she said, it just kind of make you not know exactly what black guys want.
I think Angie had a good point though, because when he was saying that, because I think what you said too as well, what we kind of see in the media, what we see on magazines, or what we see guys like, you know, what the female ideal is, we kind of want to cater to that female ideal. So that's when we, you know, think about getting these long weaves or getting ass shots or getting these waist trainers to try to get a slim waist. I think we try to alter our body to what we see. And I think that messes up with our minds, because a lot of men, I'm telling you, actually a lot of the black men, like you said, they actually do like natural looking women that actually have a natural body, natural hair. Because my uncles and even some dudes I talk to, they can't stand makeup. They don't care for weave. They said they want the natural look, you know.
But honestly, weave doesn't bother me. Weave doesn't bother me. Well,
I mean, not everybody likes something different.
I'm kind of biased because my mother has a beauty salon, so growing
that's
up,
a little different.
When I go there, I see the women getting their hair. So it's like, first of all, women don't have weave all the time because of the hair they have under it. Majority of women wear weave because they don't. Yeah, it's easy. They can wake up. They can do their hair real easy. It's not because of what they have under the weave. But
exactly, a man understands.
Because I love my puff, but trust and believe, when I get paid next week, I'm getting a sew-in on some braids. I need a break.
But honestly, like I said, the weave, the makeup, it doesn't bother me. The fake bodies bother me. I could not date a woman with a fake body for this reason alone. Like, what if I were to have a daughter by that woman? How am I supposed to tell my daughter, you're beautiful, you're everything, but the biggest contradiction is walking through the house, which is her mother. So how is my daughter going to look at me like, Dad, you telling me I'm beautiful,
but I don't look anything like mommy?
So I couldn't date a woman with plastic for that reason alone.
And I think that's a case too as well, because I mean, what are you supposed to tell young little girls now? Because I have little cousins, and I don't want them to only see, you know, fake women with fake bodies and think that's what they have to do to attract a man, because it actually starts within. And if somebody, like you said, your father or some kind of male figure in your life that's like a father tells you that you're naturally beautiful, then you don't have to depend on what you see in the mirror, what you're looking at, to feel like what you feel is beautiful.
Exactly.
So I think that's a big kicker here, is if we just have those conversations with, you know, people that are younger than us or little girls, and maybe it can start from there. Because I think a lot of times your influence is what you see and who you hang around with as well, you know.
I saw on Facebook actually earlier this week, I'm not sure the name of the campaign, but it's like it's men with their daughters, and they sit in front of a mirror and they just speak affirmations with their daughter. Like, you know, they tell their daughter, say, I am strong. And then the daughter repeats it. And then it's, I am fearless. I am beautiful. One dad was like, he's telling his daughter, like, you have black girl magic. You know, it's stuff like that. Like, you have to encourage your daughters to, like you said, know their worth and know their self-beauty and have self-respect from knee high. So that way when they grow up, they're not, you know, so brainwashed by European standards of beauty.
Yeah. And another thing, I want women not to view what their value is off of social media. Yeah. Because what we've come to understand is so many people are so different from in person from what they are on social media.
We had that. Gotta catch the first episode to see that, but we did talk about filters. Yeah, definitely.
So really, I would say don't pay attention to what you see on social media, because some of the men that are glorifying stuff on social media, is it really like, is that what you want, or is that a chick that you see all these males putting comments on about? So if she say something to you, or you can get that chick, then you feel some type of way about yourself.
But I also was thinking too, because I've talked to some guys too as well, that even if they see somebody that's like that, they're not seeing them for the long term. They don't see them as a wifey type of material. They just see someone they can smash, hit, and that's it. Or something that's trophy. So they don't really value them. Yeah. So even though these women are displaying our media as something that we should, or, you know, as we should be or whatever, in the end, men don't see those women as something they can take home to their mom or anything else like that as well. So, true. I think that's a good thing. So I think, like you said before, it just depicts on every man is different, has a certain preference, but I was always confused about that. And I think in general, as black women, we're the main ones that, you know, are kind of dealing with this appropriation, you know, what we're supposed to be like. And really, I mean, while all this is happening, we're actually the ones booming in entrepreneurship right now. So we should really be proud about that. So definitely, I read a recent article here that the actual growth of increases by African American women grew 322% since 1997. So you mean that statistic is crazy. That means we are building our own businesses and we're becoming our own bosses. Hey, like how can I forget, exactly? How can I forget A&B? I'm a Steelers Nation fan. I'm ashamed of myself.
But not only are women, I'm sorry to cut you.
Oh no, you fine.
Not only are Black women the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, we're also the fastest growing group when it comes to college, like entering and graduating colleges. Woo. And Black women are dabbling in technology, y'all. Yes. Let's be honest. Not a lot of Black people do technology. But the fact that we're dabbling in it and, you know, and exploring that is amazing, because technology is something that's just going to grow and grow and grow. So, I mean, that's something we definitely need to have our hands in.
At the end of the day, I want to say this first. You Black women are God's gift to earth.
Oh, that's why I knew it. I knew it would be a good idea to bring it to you. I knew it.
I have Black women have influenced me since I was an adolescent. My mom and my godmother owned their own hair salon. That's You and I Hair Salon. If you want to check that out, You and I Hair Salon. But yes, they've owned their own hair salon since I believe I was 2 or 3 years old.
That's amazing.
So from them having that in the family and showing me and bringing me around me, it allowed me to want to be an entrepreneur. But I would like to say, like we said, Black women are the leading group of entrepreneurship in the U.S. right now. I really feel like we should, not even just women, Black males, get behind your Black woman so we can ride this wave. Let's push this forward, because you don't know what child is looking at that Black woman and starting to say, hey, I want to do what mommy does. I want to do what Auntie does. So when they get of age, then the Black community really grows, because we really don't change the culture of Black people until we start with the next generation. That next generation is these 3-4-year-olds.
And for sure, because I kind of don't have no hope for the millennials. I'm sorry, y'all just.
But we're part of the millennials.
I don't consider myself a millennial.
Well, unfortunately, we're part of the millennials. We're the early.
Even if we old souls.
Yeah, we just old soul millennials.
Yes, old soul millennials.
But you new soul millennials.
Oh God.
I have no.
I'm praying for y'all every night. I'm worried.
No,
I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't have faith in these two.
I ain't got no faith.
I don't know.
1996. All the way up, I ain't got no faith in y'all. I'm just gonna be real.
Y'all new school rappers killing me alone.
Oh,
so I don't know what the hell y'all gonna be thinking when it comes to businesses and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just gotta be real with you. I'm sorry. I pray that y'all, bring it all home. But we'll focus on these 2, 3, 4-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we get it right with them.
The next one, because you generation now is bringing up little Yaki, broccoli, whatever the hell, Yaki, whatever the hell name is, Kodak Black designer. Whatever, that's what y'all be listening to, and y'all scaring me because I'm like, damn, if you listen to people like this, what the hell they go? What the hell's our people
I heard
like?
somebody on the radio today, and it was early in the morning. I was like 9:30. His music was so violent. I don't know who he was. Obviously, he just got out of jail, and he bought some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who this dude is. I gotta find the song. I don't know, but he's like one of the next up and coming artists to watch. His music was just very violent. I just was like, no.
Can't get down with it.
Was it metal? Was it rap?
It was rap.
Oh,
and I'm a big fan of rap. I'm a big fan of rap.
That metal stuff that be talking all crazy, but
I don't know who he is, but he scared me.
He going through something basically.
Yeah.
Was it white kids? Tommies, they be the ones.
No, he was black. He was black. But I'm sure he just got out of jail.
He got locked up. But you know what's crazy too is women make up 30% of the business in the U.S. alone, but 9.4 million firms, and African American women actually control 14% of these companies. So that's so we're actually doing a little under half of the women businesses. So that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's Black Girl magic right there.
I will reiterate, business is booming. But I would really like even though, in Black community, there's always a lot of competition type of thing, I really dislike that because at the end of the day, we all gonna need each other. And with this business thing, with how black women have this thing growing, we really should be able to.
It's still.
Oh, I'm sorry. But we really should be able to work with each other because, like I said, my mother and my godmother have their own hair salon. But I also know a woman that has her own PR firm that goes to that hair salon. I know a woman that has her own law firm.
So it's like a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of keep supporting each other. It's almost like the Black Wall Street that they used to have, where it's like that money is kind of being.
So,
there's a movie coming out about the Black Wall Street. Y'all keep your eye, and ears to the street. As when I hear more about it, I'll let y'all know because I'm extremely excited. I cannot wait.
And it's sad when you think about it. It's sad that we had to wait this long to see the thing about Hidden Figures.
I know.
Yes.
I never knew that black people had anything to do with NASA.
But think about what our black girls now would be thinking and how they would be had they seen that years ago.
Exactly.
Why is it always years from
because
when it
I certainly did
happened
not know that it was black women that actually helped this man get into space.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had no
In fact, I read
idea.
that John Glenn didn't even want to I think he was the one that went to the moon, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even want to go to the moon until Catherine.
Yeah, he had to have Catherine.
He requested
her before he even went up to the moon. So that just shows you.
It's just a lot of awesome stuff that we created, been a part of, invented that we'll really never ever know about. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I hope y'all know this. I don't even like basketball, and I know basketball was invented by a black man, even though a lot of black people.
We're still dominating it, by the way.
Even though we don't really own the NBA like we should, I mean, it was invented by us. So, there's just a lot of
things. But I really appreciate AJ for coming on the show, first of all, and like giving us a male perspective of everything because we definitely needed it because we had so many questions and we used to be asking ourselves like, I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it. You don't get it.
I mean,
so that really helped.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me on there, and for you women out there, one thing: males do dumb things for dumb reasons that they don't even know. So just keep that in mind and keep going about it, but not to just leave on just that note, but I would really like to say I'm very proud of you all for doing this here.
Thank you.
And this goes along with black women entrepreneurship and doing things. You never know where this is going to go. You start here, but who's to say you won't be running your own network someday?
Thank you.
So
AJ gonna be back, y'all. He's gonna be back.
So for the people watching, I would strongly recommend you all support this. You never know where these people are going to be at the end of the day. You never know who they're going to become. Because at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice who you are to become who you're purposed to be. That Eric Thomas said that. I ain't gonna check my boy.
I think you write the damn book or something. I listen to you talk all day. Like,
I ain't gonna jack ET like that, but Eric Thomas. I love listening to Eric Thomas and Les Brown, two of the greatest motivational speakers there is in this country. But like I said, I'm very proud of you all for being able to just start this and keep going about it.
Aww. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, my conclusion is that basically, guys, please leave any feedback, comments. Like I said before, if there's any topic that you want us to discuss or talk about, just leave it in there below so I know for next or future episodes. So is there anything we need to leave out?
Yeah, in closing, I'll mention this again as June gets closer, but there is an organization called Fatherhood Incorporated in Atlanta. They're starting a new thing this year. June 9th will be the first day, as a matter of fact. It's called Real Dads Read, and it's just a day for fathers to get with their sons, especially, but if you have a daughter it's totally fine. If you just read a book with your child and spend time with your child, not to say that black fathers don't, I know there's a lot that do, but if you need some way to bridge that bond with your child, this is just a start, and we always say, well, they like to perpetuate that black fathers aren't in their kids' lives, but we know that's not true. Yeah. And I just, if you're looking for something to do, this is something you can try. Again, it's Fatherhood Incorporated, and they're out of Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
Oh, Houston, look out for Shirley Sweets coming this
Whoa.
way.
Oh,
I can't wait to
You know, I'm gonna be
eat.
eating. You know, I'm gonna be eating.
Hey, hopefully I gain my 15 pounds on time, you know what I'm saying?
All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this show here. And if you liked what you saw today, please subscribe, share. Please let everybody know about the show. I really want to get as much following as I can. So on that note, thank you guys for watching the episode of You Tried It.
I take precaution before I step in the fire. Yeah, 'cause inside.